Happy Sunday. Got to have a swig of water. It's fizzy bubble, just in case you wonder, because I get thirsty sometimes sitting here talking. The thing I wanted to go into, I was doing one of my other talks and it kicked off in my memory something that had happened. And I figured, oh yeah, I got to get this out because I had told the person that I would talk about it. Someone was talking to me and said that they had went to or heard, no, they had heard someone lecturing or talking about you are not your diagnosis. And I think that's awesome. You are not your diagnosis. That concept is good until it's taken too far. And what do I mean by that? So first, if you're one of the people who say you're not your diagnosis, please do not get upset at me. Don't write me nasty grounds. I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong. What I'm saying is sometimes people don't really listen deep enough to get the whole meaning of everything that's going on. And I'll show you what I mean. People get hung up on sayings. And my example for this is always when someone gets hung up on a saying, I go, well, you know that old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And they're like, yeah, that's true. And I said, and what about the other one? You're never too old to learn. Oh, yeah, that's true. Come on, people. Those are two different things coming out of the same, come on. Or better yet, clothes make the man, but never judge a book by its cover. Okay. And of course, my favorite has always been good intent. What is it? Oh, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, which makes me always wonder, does that mean the road to heaven is paved with evil intentions? So sayings are good learning tools, but tools are as only good as the person using the tools and their skills using them. Please do not get too hung up on stuff. What do I mean? And how does this pertain to the idea that you are not your diagnosis? You are not your diagnosis. You're not any one single designator of who you are. There's lots of things that go into a person. A person might be called, male or female or non-binary or, different genders or nationalities or tall or short, or there's lots of identifiers that people have. And if you strongly identify with one of those, then it gets to be a problem. I mean, even something like, your heritage, your nationality, all these different things, your spiritual beliefs, they're important parts of you. They are not the only you. They're still important parts of you. What do I mean? Well, look at an airplane. If I said, well, it's not nice to label and we're not going to call an airplane an airplane. So what do you call that thing that flies, and how do you say you want to catch one to go somewhere? You're going to have to kind of sort of get in there somewhere. So for someone who has a diagnosis, you're not your diagnosis. Knowing your diagnosis goes a long ways towards coming up with a treatment plan for your diagnosis. If you're diagnosed with a serious condition like cancer, it's very important that you know your diagnosis so that you can get the proper treatment. I don't think any doctor out there would go, well, you're not your diagnosis, so we're not even going to call it that. We're just going to call it that, terrible head achy thing. And try getting therapy for that one, try getting chemo or radiation for that terrible achy head thing. No, you need a specific diagnosis to get specific treatments. And this is where it's very important. Understanding that, especially for people who have personality disorders, and this is where it came out, is, you're not your diagnosis. If you have something serious like borderline personality disorder, avoidant personality disorder, dependent personality disorder, paranoid personality disorder, obsessive compulsive personality disorder, any of these diagnoses, it's important to know that so that you understand the treatment for each is a little different. Your symptoms are going to be different, so there's different things to worry about. So it's important to know the diagnosis. It is very important, though, that you not be the diagnosis. That I agree with wholeheartedly. You are not only your diagnosis, you are much more than that. You are a complex person with likes and dislikes. You have all kinds of things that make you the great person you are. And for that part, I agree with them. You are many things, and many things go into making you who you are. Your past, your present, your beliefs, your thoughts, things that happened help shape you, and your choices in life help you get to where you're at now. It's an equal responsibility between things that have happened and your reaction to those things. And all those go into making you the person you are, beautiful that you are. You still need to know your diagnosis, though. So hope that helps. If you have a question, let me know. Like I said, no nasty grams. I just had to make that, though, because someone had asked me about it in session. And I said, this is one of those where I can agree partly. I think we need to expand. And I also want you to please listen to everything the person said, because I'm sure they did not stand up for 20 minutes and just keep repeating that one mantra. More likely, what they were trying to get you to do is go, don't become your diagnosis and then limit your reactions to things that you think would happen to someone with that diagnosis. Because the only way you're going to get out of that diagnosis, like depression, if you're diagnosed with a depressive disorder, then you have to do things that are outside of the depressive disorder to get you to shift outside of it. And you don't want to be the diagnosis. It's still important to have the diagnosis for medication, for therapy, for understanding how to get over it, beyond it, through it, and to get better. And ultimately, that is the goal, to get better every day. I love the saying, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And I hope you are too. You have a great day and take care.